Top 10 reasons why real estate agents are still extremely valuable. Okay, guys, we are getting back into it, and there's so many good reasons why we still thrive. We're still very much needed in this AI-driven future tech society. Okay, but this is the kind of thing. Technology for sure has changed the real estate industry, and it's going to continue to change it, but it hasn't eliminated the need for great agents, right? In fact, as contracts, negotiations, financing, and market conditions become more complex, I think the value of the knowledge of the real estate professional has actually increased. The best agents simply don't sell homes. They help clients make smarter financial decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and reduce stress throughout one of the biggest transactions of their lives. All right, so what's the first one? Great agents can save clients thousands through negotiations. So most people think negotiation is just simply asking for a lower price. Like that's what lot of people just generally think, right? But that's only one piece of the puzzle, right? Professional agents are also going to negotiate the purchase price, the closing costs, the interest rates buy downs, the home warranties, the repairs, the repair credits, the appraisal gap coverage, personal property, the possession dates, the contingencies. So just a quick example. So if someone's purchasing, let's say, a home for 600,000, instead of simply offering the asking price, the agent knows the property has been on the market for 45 days. So they can negotiate 15,000 off the purchase price. They can have 10,000 towards closing costs. The seller can pay for a 1 year home warranty, the roof repair before closing. The negotiation saves, right, the buyer over 25,000 immediately. So a good negotiator often earns far more than they cost. That is very powerful. What also is very powerful is make sure you're watching this every day. If you've been watching for some time or if you're new, you know this is going to be valuable by the end of it. That's why you clicked, right? And I want to make sure that every day I'm improving and getting this great for you. So once you subscribe, please do put comments if this was helpful or if there's anything else you want to add. And then make sure you jump into my free school coaching group. It's a great resource. You can go in deeper discussions on these. And then when you're ready to step up and really improve, just ask me, hey, what's the next thing I can do? Get into my paid coaching group where I will outline all the steps and exactly what the next thing is that you need to do to really start improving as I've coached thousands of people at this point and really just trying to improve you, meet where you're at, and then just take you to the next step. So please, please, please consider that. All right, number two, they understand the local market better than any website. Okay, websites are great. They provide information, and agents are going to provide not only information, but the interpretation of that and what does it mean to you. Okay, so they understand which neighborhoods are appreciating the fastest. This is very, very valuable. Which school districts are going to drive demand, which builders have better reputations, the traffic patterns, future commercial development, HOA restrictions, flood zones, rental demand, and future resale potential. So, example, if two nearly identical homes cost the same today, one neighborhood is adding new shopping, restaurants, parks, schools, major employers, and the other may have little future growth. But 5 years later, the first home was appreciated significantly more. An experienced local agent helps see opportunities that online searches often miss. Okay, number three, this is a huge one, guys. They prevent costly mistakes. Think about it, how often you have helped people in this regard. Buying or selling a home is filled with opportunities to do what? To make expensive mistakes. So great agents helps client avoid that, either overpaying, underpricing, missing inspection issues, right? Waiving the wrong contingencies, missing deadlines, losing earnest money, accepting weak offers, buying homes with hidden problems. So example of a buyer falls in love with a beautifully remodeled home, but the agent notices signs of possible foundation movement. A structural inspection reveals a $40,000 repair. Instead of buying the expensive problem, the buyer walks away and finds a better home. Sometimes the best deal is the one you don't buy. right? Number four, this is another thing that I don't think a lot of people think about. They coordinate an extremely complicated process. The real estate transaction isn't just between the buyer and seller. It involves, yes, a buyer, seller, listing agent, buyer agent, escrow, title, lender, appraiser, home inspector, contractors, insurance company, HOA, and survey companies where applicable, right? Every person has deadlines. Every deadline matters. The agents act as manager, making sure everything stays on track. This is extremely true. In one of my times of being a consultant, I remember we were building a new project and I was responsible for certain areas, just like a project manager of it. And you had to coordinate everything. It's so similar in real estate. We do a very similar task of that when you really think about it. So, example, if the appraisal comes in low, the lender needs additional documentation. The inspections finds plumbing issues. The seller contractor finish repairs 1 day before closing. Without someone coordinating all of these moving parts, the transaction could easily fall apart. I promise you, real estate agents they might look calm on the surface like a duck, but they are paddling, right, feverishly below to make sure everything is handled correctly to the best of their ability. And the great ones make that happen more often than not. Okay, they save clients, number five, an incredible amount of time. Most buyers think, oh, they only need to unlock doors, right? In reality, the agent spends dozens of hours behind the scenes. They're going to research comparable sales. They're going to schedule appointments. They're going to review disclosures, explain contracts, coordinate inspections, follow up with lenders, solve title issues. They're going to negotiate repairs. They're going to monitor deadlines and, of course, answer countless questions. So if a buyer works full time, instead of spending evenings researching the neighborhood, calling listing agents, comparing values, right, coordinating inspections, well, their agent's going to handle nearly everything. The client's going to get to focus on work and family. Okay, number six, huge one, huge one. They protect clients legally. Real estate contracts have contained dozens of deadlines, disclosures, and legal obligations. Just one missed signature or missed deadline can create what? Major problems. So agents help clients understand disclosures, complete required paperwork. They're going to meet the contingency deadlines. They're going to avoid breach of contract. They're going to reduce the liability and understand inspection rights. So, an example, a buyer forgets to remove contingencies before the deadline. The agent reminds them, right, prepares the documents, and keeps the transaction moving. Without that guidance, the buyer could risk losing their earnest money. So, number seven, the professional network save clients time and money. So, experienced agents have spent years building trusted relationships. This often include the lenders, the inspectors, the contractors, the electricians, the roofers, the HVAC, the plumbers, the landscapers, the painters, the stagers, professional photographers, estate sale companies, right, and movers. So, an example: a seller needs to replace damaged drywall before listing. Well, instead of calling five contractors and hoping someone shows up, the agents connect with a trusted professional who completes the work quickly and at a fair price. The network has real value. Okay, number eight, they solve problems before clients even know they exist. I love this one. So every transaction has unexpected challenges. Experienced agents expect problems and we prepare for them. So common issues includes maybe there's financial delays, appraisal shortages, inspection negotiations, clouded title, low inventory, multiple offers, last minute repair requests, buyer anxiety, and seller hesitation. I know you guys listening to this, agents, you know that you've gone through and fixed these without them really even being aware of how much of a problem it could have been. So if the lender, as an example, needs one additional documentation, the document 24 hours before closing, okay, or if the buyer is on vacation, the agent coordinates communication, gets everything submitted, and keeps the closing on schedule. Clients often never realize how close the transaction came to being delayed. All right, number nine, they market the homes professionally. So putting a home on the MLS is no longer enough, right? Today's top agents combine traditional marketing with digital strategies. So, of course, professional photography, drone, video, YouTube content, videos, social media advertising, email campaigns, open houses, Facebook groups, property websites, digital brochures, and they're going to network with other agents. So one home receives some basic cell phone photos. Another receives professional marketing, video, targeted Facebook ads, YouTube exposure. The second home attracts more buyers, generates greater interest, and often produce stronger offers, right? And multiple because of the increased visibility. It's a huge advantage. Number 10, they're going to provide confidence during one of life's biggest financial decisions. So buying or selling a home is emotional. People worry about making the wrong decision, do we pay too much, do we sell too low, losing money, choosing the wrong neighborhood, interest rates, trying to time the market. Well, great agents become what? Trusted advisors. They're going to provide education, perspective, experience, honest feedback, and they're going to be calm under pressure. So, an example, a first time buyer is a little nervous about submitting an offer. The agent explains the comparable sales, the financial options, right? Financing options, the inspections, protections, and the negotiating strategy. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, the buyer feels confident moving forward. Confidence has tremendous value. Okay, guys, you make sure you jump in either my free or paid. I've got three more bonuses that I think are value that you can demonstrate to people, or so that we have a good idea. And I'll even include four, so there'll be four new ones that are great that will help you make more money once you have a solid understanding of this as well, and how you can apply that. So here's a quick final thought, and thanks for making it to the end. Okay, the internet has made homes easier to find, but finding a home is only a small part of what an entire real estate successful transaction. So the true real estate expert, an agent, is going to be a negotiator, right? Is going to have strategy, a marketer, project planner, problem solver, local expert, connector, and trusted advisor. They don't just help buy or sell properties. They're going to help them make better financial decisions, avoid expensive mistakes, and navigate one of the biggest moments of their life with confidence. So a lot of people ask, well, are real estate agents still necessary? 100%. And in fact, they're more valuable now more than ever. So thank you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your day. Have confidence. I hope this video has shown all the things that agents really, really do. And make sure you jump in those other ones. I'll put the links in the comments so you can get in there and get the bonus content, of course. Have an amazing rest of your day. And remember, you really, really bring a lot of value. Thank you so much. Take care.